Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today it is boiling hot outside, so we are happy to be indoors where there is air conditioning and cold beverages as we get ready to watch Modri playing as the Hindustanis in blue take on DauT playing as the Malay in red. Now all the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings, and try to go up to Feudal and quite likely Castle as fast as possible. Let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now, the Hindustanis are a civilization that pushes its players towards an army comp made out of gunpowder and camel units. To start with, all of their gunpowder units come with extra armor, and their hand cannoneers can be upgraded to get extra range. Now, speaking of camels, their camels come with a few cool features. First, they have an attack bonus against buildings, which addresses one of my main concerns with camels, namely that they absolutely suck at destroying buildings. Second, Hindustani camels attack 20% faster. And third, they have access to the Imperial Camel Rider. Now, we recently saw the Imperial Skirmisher of the Vietnamese. Now, we're going to hopefully, if we're lucky, get to see the Imperial Camel Rider. This is a fairly strong, very tanky, super fast upgraded version of the already powerful Heavy Camel Rider. Now, in order to defend their hand cannoneers from pesky ranged units that might want to snipe them on the field of battle, the Hindustanis can turn to a second unique unit, the Ghulam. This is an anti-archer infantry unit that moves quickly, has high pierce armor, and an attack bonus against archers, and who has a pretty damn long spear that can actually injure multiple units at once. Now, in order to support quick production of these expensive units, Hindustani villagers become progressively cheaper as the game goes on, starting at 5% cheaper in Dark Age, all the way up to 20% cheaper in Imperial, and the Hindustani economy itself can be upgraded entirely to increase the speed of all gold income by 10%. And by that, I mean faster gold miners, relic generating gold faster, and trade units generating more gold per trip. Although, in a 1v1 with no neutral markets, don't exactly expect to see any trade units out of either of these two players, unless they're just trolling each other or made a mistake. In any event, that is the Hindustani Civ. Opposing them, we've got DauT as the Malay in red, primarily a naval civilization, but one that comes with a few late game land features that make them potentially very, very hard to deal with. First of all, Malay battle elephants become progressively cheaper starting in Castle Age, all the way up to 40% cheaper in Imperial. You heard that right. Their elephants are 40% cheaper in Imperial. Second, they get all infantry upgrades for free automatically once they reach the next age. And third, their militia line units can be upgraded to cost only food, no gold. Now remember, while Malay don't actually have champions, this upgrade, when combined with supplies, basically turns their two-handed swordsman into a fairly cheap trash unit that only costs 65 food. Now lastly, in order to help them raid their opponent's base, they can turn to their unique unit, the Karambit Warrior. This is an incredibly cheap, super fast, but overall kind of weak unit that only takes up half a population space. And what I mean by that is if you train 20 of them, you will only need 10 population space. If you train 100, you only need 50 population space. Now, in order to help you get these late game features and upgrades as fast as possible, the Malay do advance to the next age 66% faster than normal, which means you can either, take your sweet time building up your economy in the early stages of the game, or you can rush to the next age and get there light years ahead of your opponent. Now, I am very excited. First of all, these two players are great. We don't see a lot of Modri games. I haven't seen him play a lot recently, but I do love to watch him play. Take a look at his elo. 2756. He is consistently and regularly in the top 10 players in the world based on elo. And so I'm always happy to cast his games. And like I said, lately I haven't seen him play a lot, so I'm super excited. First of all, I love the Hindustanis. I love watching Modri play. But I gotta say, it's DauT as the Malay that I'm interested in seeing. Because if you guys have seen my casts before, when it comes to an enclosed map, I'm going to zoom out. If you haven't noticed, we are on Arena, not the usual Arabia. I think there's some kind of Arena tournament coming up, so more and more players are playing on this enclosed map. But in Arena, if you've watched my casts, you know that I think, I'm not exactly the definitive voice of the entire community, but I think in an enclosed map like this, there are generally 3 stages of a game and how a game unfolds and progresses. The first stage is everyone rushes their butts up to Castle. Once they get up to Castle, monks come out and they start fighting over all of these juicy, golden, light as a feather relics. Now, why do I say light as a feather? Because a monk who doesn't exactly look like the strongest, physically strongest unit in the world can carry this thing with 2 hands. So either all the monks come with the muscle density of a gorilla, or these relics are super lightweight, or it's just a video game and I am overthinking things. But in any event, stage 2 of the game, the players rush to get these relics, and then there's usually some excitement happening. Monks getting sniped by these guys getting sniped by spearmen dying left, right, and center. And then once all the 5 relics are accounted for, we generally see stage 3 of the game, where the players build big ol' armies and then try to beat the hell out of each other. And that's my favorite stage, although stage 2 is probably pretty damn fun to watch as well. DauT with the Malay in a game where everyone tries to rush to castle. Having the Malay where you go up 66% faster is something I do want to see, and I don't know if I've ever casted a game with Malay on an enclosed map like this, so I'm pretty damn excited. Now, the usual relic, resource. My brain wanted to say resource rather than relic, and so all those R's made me go rah, 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 like I'm some kind of cheerleader. But in any event, unlike a usual map where we take a look at where the resources are located, the only thing we care about in an enclosed map is how close are the internal resources to the walls, which makes them very susceptible to ranged units such as archers, siege, etc. In the case of Modri, his primary stone close, but not super close. This is still nice and safe. So he's hit Feudal. Of course, our Malay has hit, like I said, light years ahead of his opponent. Blacksmith in the back, stables in the front are the 2 structures that our Hindustani is building. Let's take a look at the resources. Gold also somewhat close to the gate, the walls, but not really anything. So both players kind of safe here. No real exposed resources. So if somebody drops a castle, neither this gold nor this stone will be super duper hard to mine, unless the castle goes right up against the gate here, or right up against the wall rather, and then maybe parts of the stone pile will be nullified. But aside from that, pretty damn safe. And if you're new to arena and closed maps, there's generally 1 pile of stone and 1 pile of gold outside of the players' bases nearby. And then there's a bunch of contested resources out on the map for the players to take. And like I said, 5 relics. So very excited. I want our Malay to rush his butt up to castle, although the whole reason why I wanted to cast this game and watch the Malay rush to castle, it seems our Hindustani is going to hit castle first, perhaps. Although, take a look. I want 200 more food. And let's see how quickly DauT can catch up here. Does now have his secondary structure up. The market for him, a stable as well. No blacksmith. Nothing of the sort. Still 100 food away. So DauT taking his sweet time here. I wonder if he's going to be surprised when his opponent hits a castle much ahead, much further than him. But take a look. He's already heading up at around the 30-second mark for our Hindustani. And let's see in 30 seconds how quickly DauT can catch up. But our Hindustani already knows that stage 2 involves sniping monks, and so already has 4 scouts out on the map, a 5th one in the production tab. It kind of sounds like there's a burning sound here, or a waterfall sound. Very interesting. All these little errors I recently read. If you guys haven't checked out the latest patch notes, I always encourage you to read them. Just so you kind of know what's going on. The pathing, they've corrected some pathing, some user interface stuff, but they made a very good point, the developers, that this code for this game is over 20 years old. And so you always expect things to go a little awry here, just like in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I definitely hear it. But in the background, there is the sound of a fire or some kind of, like I said, a waterfall or something. Both players now in castle. Would not be surprised to see Monastery for blue, Monastery for red, Ark of the Covenant being lowered into its secret hidden chamber. And first 2 relics are out for our Hindustani, or first 2 relics, first 2 monks. Oh, mama. They are not relics. Let's see how many relics our blue player has seen. He has seen all 5. Take a look at his vision out on the minimap. Very impressive. And for our Malay, the exact same thing. So arena, not exactly like Arabia. It's a fairly simple map. no high ground whatsoever. Take a look. And also a pretty easy space to explore. Not a lot of wood lines. Now, one cool thing that I love about stage 2 of this game is how maneuverable light cav and scout cav actually are. You think you're protecting your monk by having a spearman and a few light cav units. You are not. They can deke around each other like nobody's business. Second town center going up for our Hindustani, but 2 more for our Malay, who is 5 villagers ahead. Light cav, though, going to be on the field of battle for our Hindustani. So the attack bonus against monks, I think, will go from, what, 6 to 10? Right now it's at a 6. We'll keep an eye out, see just how much of this game I actually know. Or maybe 6 to 8. All right, no, I think, what, 8 is Eagle Warriors, right? I ask myself. Now they are light cav. Let's see who's... No, 10. You know, you got to learn to trust the inner voice, you know? Monk is out, but take a look. The scout from the south, and look how much deking there is. These scout cav, oh, shouldn't be engaging into light cav, though. Oh, no. Oh, no. DauT, what are you doing? Not good. Although maybe I missed something. Maybe the numbers here worked out to him, to his advantage. But take a look exactly how amazingly maneuverable these units are. 1, 2, and he's dead. And then he just backs away, still with more than 50% HP. Third town center very close to the second for our Hindustani. In the meantime, behind this, our Malay has managed to take 1 relic for himself. Now a 2nd relic. So now there are 3 left on the field of battle. And let's see what the players are investing in. A 3rd light cav for our Hindustani. A 2nd monk out as well. I don't know that you want to move out with 2 monks. That just means 2 monks are going to die. But luckily for him, no red anywhere close here. Let's take a look at Red's vision here. Okay, he sees the monks. Will 2 monks be able to get a convert? No, they will not. Will Modri get his first relic? Let's see if this monk makes it home. DauT has been alerted to this monk's presence. Oh, look at that presence. Modri does manage to get a convert, but like I said, 2 monks dead. Oh, 200 gold in exchange for 1 scout cavalry unit. This light cav desperately trying to get his butt over here to help his friend out. What's the HP like? Not good, and now DauT has to run away. But behind this is trying to take another relic. This is what I was talking about. Look how big the relic is compared to the monk, and look how easily the monk is carrying it. But that is why I call Age of Empires a historical fantasy game. Another monk goes down. Monk snipes. Interestingly, no spearmen for either player, which is I find very interesting. And why I find that interesting is because I feel like I'm writing a high school paper. I find this interesting, and the reason is lately in the meta we've seen a bunch of spearmen mixed in to protect the monks. They usually go alongside or at least nearby. For now, though, relying on maneuverability are both players. Modri here with a stronger unit. These guys are... No, these guys are like have now as well. What are the upgrades like? 0-0 to 0-0. Look at this. DauT trying to get his first relic here. Or, what am I going to say? His 4th relic here. I'm surprised he didn't go for the one that's closer by. Oh, is he going to get all 5? See, look at that. Blue doesn't even need to engage. 1 swipe. Oh, this monk is so lucky. So lucky. A 4th town center up for our Malay. A market going up for our Hindustani. And it looks like DauT is going to take all 5 relics. Modri not really investing more into these light cav. Not really going up to a big amount at all. Instead, using this time to catch up on villager count. He is now down only 2 villagers, where once he was down 5. Big old farming community to the north of his base. And let's see what happens now. Stage 2 is officially over. DauT, our Malay, has taken all 5 relics. We'll check out at the end of the game. First of all, can he hold on to all 5 relics? And second of all, how much gold will that have given him? Because he got it fairly early, in the mid 20-minute mark of the game or so. More housing going up for him. But take a look at supplies. Our Malay is 10 supply ahead of our Hindustani. So overall, a bit of a stronger economy, and also now 5 villagers ahead. Back to his lead from before. Does our Hindustani care? He's got 1,000 food. Just needs 350 more gold, and we'll be able to click up to Castle, Imperial rather, off the back of... no, never mind. Just, no, the university and the monastery should be good enough. So once this completes, you'll see this blue house shape on the top left of your screen light up. And that means that our Hindustani has the requisite structures, there it is, to build, or rather go up to Imperial. That being said, our Hindustani has ceded control of all 5 relics and map control, map vision. This is what he sees on the map. This is nothing. Whereas DauT, he's already taking his first steps. There's 9, 10 villagers moving out to build a castle. Modri will discover it very quickly, but he is heading up to Imperial. DauT able, like I said, to take a bit of his sweet time here because, again, Malay 66% faster going up to the next stage. Modri with a very defensive castle destroys some of his own wall to be able to place this castle. I've seen this done before. What the whole purpose of this is so that you can repair your castle if it ever comes under attack without risking these villagers. Look how nice and secure they are. If you insert archers over here or archers over here, the castle will fire on them. And so any repairing villagers are nice and safe. The drawback, of course, is if you end up losing this castle, there's a big 4-tile gap in your defenses that you now need to defend, or you need to plug. Imperial for both players. Modri went up first, but it is our Malay who will hit it first. Take a look at how much faster they go up. It's just ridiculous. And what are we going to see? Karambit warriors. Okay, I am here for it. Karambit warriors, super duper fun to use to raid. On an enclosed map like this, they are kind of weak. They're not going to bust through these walls. I want to take a look at the first one that pops out. I don't think they have any kind of attack bonus against stone structures or defenses or whatnot. But in any event, our Malay hits Imperial even though he was second to click up. Our Hindustani still 15 seconds ahead. Still 15 seconds away. Chemistry being researched. Okay. Unload your Karambits. I want to see what kind of bonuses they have. Not a unit we see very, very frequently. Although we have seen it a good amount of times, just not as frequently as I would like to see. It is a super fun unit. If you watch StarCraft, this is basically, or play or know StarCraft, this is basically the Zergling of Age of Empires. One unit counts for half. And they are basically little meat bags that you're just throwing at your opponent. Shatagni. I love it. I think this is one of the most underrated upgrades in the game and one of the most deadly upgrades. It adds 2 range to your hand cannoneers, which gives them 9 range, which means I believe against most units, not super duper fast units like these guys that move 1.6 tiles a second, but I believe against most units, it does add a second volley of fire. You know, I talked such a big game, such a big thing about how you can repair this castle from behind. Now he's just walling it off, realizing that he doesn't want to repair it. He's got no stone. And so this castle is going to fall. There's going to be a 4-tile gap, like I said a second ago. But Shatagni has been researched. I was going to say, where the hell are the hand cannoneers? Oh, look at this. Building them 1 by 1 by 1 by 1. How many archery ranges are we working with here for our Hindustani? 7 archery ranges is a good amount of ranges. The only problem is hand cannoneers are going to be absolutely terrible against these trebuchets. There they are, finally. Let's take a look. Building 0, camel 0, cav 0. Everyone and anyone has an attack bonus against eagle warriors. What about wolves? Do they have an attack bonus against eagle warriors? No, they do not. Surprise. Literally every unit in this game seems to have an attack bonus against eagles. These are now elite Karambits with blast furnace in a minute and a half. They are going to be fully upgraded Karambits. And like I said, they are generally a little weak. They're a little, what are they called? Little, not even glass cannons, because glass cannons are things like Shotel warriors that are super duper heavy hitting. Karambits aren't really super duper heavy hitting. They're designed more to surround your opponent. You need a lot of them. And so I'm happy we're seeing him go up to 15. I think he needs to add another 20 or so if he wants to take on these guys. Take a look at the range. 9 range. So for example, the speed on these guys is 1.32 tiles a second. And these guys fire at a rate of 3.5. So at 9 range, trying to do the math in my head, I just can't. I think that means they fire twice against these units, right? Because in the first 3.5 seconds, You multiply 1.3 tiles by 3.5. So is that 1.9? Let's no, 3.9 is 3, and then 0.65, so 4.5 tiles they move in 3.5 seconds, and then another 4.5 tile in another 3 seconds. You know, I'm just gonna shut the hell up. We are building up to see a nice big. Oh, where are you guys going? We are building up to see a nice big confrontation here. I love what blue is doing. Players don't do this that much anymore. Just clog up the works, clog it all up with walls. I'm always shocked when players who play Mayans don't do this with their cheaper 50% off walls. But here come the Karambits. Now that they've closed the gap, this is very bad. Oh, the Trebs shelling away at the hand cannoneers too, but there's 30 hand cannoneers here. I was gonna say this is gonna be bad for the hand cannoneers because they fire so slowly, but the shitty HP on these Karambits, 30 has become 26. Are you kidding me? Only 4 of them died? There's 3 Trebs shelling away at them. There were 20 plus Karambits and only 4 of these guys died? Wow, what a testament to this clogging up of the works here with these walls by Modri. Absolutely fantastic, but take a look at this. Our Malay is out for blood. He does not even want to give Modri an inch, let alone more. My goodness, how many castles already up? 1, 2, 3, 4. I hope we get to see a huge big spam of Karambits. Now there's going to be arson as well, so their attack against buildings will go up. +3 now attack against buildings. So they should be able to take this town center down pretty damn quick. That's an extra 180 attack against buildings for every time these guys attack with their double swords. They're Karambits, I believe they are called. Wow, Modri being pulled left, pulled right, but Hindustanis, gunpowder and camels. We're not exactly seeing camels at the top left of our screen, but we are seeing gunpowder, and this is an incredibly secure location here. Karambits are not going to engage into this at all, and this castle is donezo. So good try by DauT. I love the aggression. I love the fact that he's trying to stop Modri from taking these external resources, especially at the 38-40 minute mark of the game when your own resources are starting to dry up inside your base. Oh no. But ultimately, nothing he can do about those bombard cannons here to the left, especially not when Modri builds these barricades. This always reminds me of Les Miserables when they build those barricades on the streets and they stand on top and they all get hand in hand and they start singing. Not a lot of singing going on here, more like a lot of death. Karambits falling face first into the dirt, and now DauT taking the gold. But where once were 4, now there are 6 bombard cannon. But where once were 3, there's 6 trebuchets. And here we go, another massive engage by the Karambits into these hand cannoneers. They didn't learn the first time. The Trebs shelling away at their own. No kills there. Now the Karambits try to go around. Will they get it? Will they get 1 bombard cannon? They get 2 bombard cannons. They get a 3rd. They get a monk. They get a 3rd only. No, a 4th, a 5th, a 6th. But with the help of the arbalests. Beautiful engage there for DauT, throwing away his Karambits, but managing to take down the hand cannoneer count to a mere 17. And getting all 6 bombard cannons. That's 450 resources each, which is what, 2,700 total resources gone with those 6 bombard cannons. He still has his 6 Trebs and an incredibly defensive castle going up for our Hindustani, who is now investing in melee in plate barding armor. Okay, so he wants to maybe go Hussars. Maybe. He doesn't have the gold for that upgrade and very far away from that upgrade at this point, so maybe just going to stick to light cap, especially with 37 villagers on food. What is DauT building behind this? My goodness. Oh my god, are we going to see elephants? Yeah, look at this elite battle elephant being researched. 40% off elephants. He's got 2,000 food, 1,000 gold. Treadmill crane would have been useful about 20 minutes ago. You've already built all your structures. Are we going to get to see elephants? husbandry. I'm surprised our Hindustani didn't get husbandry before, but this is going to make these guys so incredibly fast. Oh, I'm waiting. I'm keeping an eye on the top right of our screen. I'm literally at the edge of my seat right now. But full disclosure, I'm at the edge of my seat because I think my left foot fell asleep. But I'm also at the edge because I'm super excited. Karambit and Elephant. Let's freaking see it. But look again, our Hindustani has created such a labyrinth here of walls and annoying structures. Forced Levy, Men-at-Arms. What the hell is DauT? Which direction is DauT going? Forced Levy is that upgrade that makes the Men-at-Arms, the two-handed swordsman, etc. cost only food, not gold. On the one hand, he's getting elite battle elephants. On the other hand, he's getting supplies. So is he going infantry or is he going cavalry? I honestly have no clue, and our Hindustani needs to get some scouting done ASAP. This is what he sees. Nothing. You can't do that. You can't cower behind your walls hoping your opponent will breach you with the same units he already had before, and now they're hussars. So Modri is kind of preparing in the dark right now, and actually so are we. Take a look. DauT has gotten all of the blacksmith upgrades. He, by the way, needs vision as well. If he sees pure cavalry, maybe he'll go elephants. If he sees something else, maybe he'll go forced levy, militia line units. For now, neither player really knowing what the other player has, but bombards are out. So they're going to see this and think that they are safe. Our Malay getting bombard cannons of his own to reply. Two very exposed trebs here. This is incredible. This is absolutely incredible. And the first 20 battle elephants are out. Let's see it out of 11 stables. What will Modri think? Both players are supply capped at 200. Both players need to kill off a good amount of units before they can build anything else. 39 Shatagni augmented hand cannoneers to support this force of hussars, which now see the elephants. And let's see what the hell happens here. Remember, these elephants are amazing. They're 40% off, but they are missing a lot of armor upgrades. That is the trade-off. Age of Empires, as always, a game of trade-offs. Castle going down for our Malay to the south. But does he care? These guys have 300 HP. What's a little bit of armor? And now our Hindustani has been knocked down to 150 army total supply. He's got no resources, but he's building 36 hussars. Oh no. Our Hindustani ultimately decides to tap out. Take a look. No relevant bonuses here at all. Nothing that would help these hussars take on these elephants. And with a tech switch at the incredibly late stages of the game, DauT surprises and overwhelms his opponent. What the hell happened here? How did Modri collapse so much? He had a big army. So let's see what's going on here. 32 hussars, 38, so 70 army supply here, plus 3 bombard cannons. So 70, kind of, let's call it 70 army supply. These bombard cannons will do some damage as well. Against what? 45 karambits, 28 arbs, and only 8 elephants. So how the hell did Modri lose this battle? Let's see what ends up happening here. Let's take a look. Very interested. So before they even engage, these hand cannoneers are already blasting away at these karambits. Oh, look, the arbalests, they're targeting the hand cannoneers. Or at least they were for a second. 38 hand cannoneers is now 34. Okay, so let's take a step back here. So hand cannoneer count is good, right? He only lost 4 so far. Hussars still 24, but look at the HP, down about 800 HP. And what's left? All 8 battle elephants are still alive. Karambits have evaporated. Holy shit. 3 of them left seconds into the battle. And arbalests remain at an 18 count, but reinforcements. You know, usually the defender has the advantage in reinforcements because they're closer to their infrastructure. But here, oh god, DauT. DauT has the advantage here, especially with his resources. My god, 3,000 gold. Anyway, let's keep going. Hand cannoneers continuing to blast away, but take a look. Arbalests now actively picking off hand cannoneers. And that means every 1.7 seconds, another hand cannoneer dies. Another hand cannoneer loses its wings. And now seconds later, 26, still a good amount, still a bunch of wall off here, but still 9, or rather 7, because we're not counting these two. What does he have here? Karambit amount has been replenished. Elephants remain at 7. Arbalests are dying, but they're taking a good amount of hand cannoneers with them, and they keep one-shotting these hand cannoneers. I don't know if you can see the outline there. They are definitely one-shotting them. Do I think our Hindustani could have survived a little longer? I absolutely do. How many kills on these elephants? Only 4 kills. These Arbs must have a shit ton of kills. 16. And now our Hindustani retreats with 21 hand cannoneers, down from the 30 plus that he had. Remember, these hand cannoneers outrange these Arbalests with Shatagni, so I don't know why he's standing so close to them and not firing on them. At this point, you should be targeting down the Arbalests with the hand cannoneers, because these walls are keeping out the melee units, right? And whatever gaps exist, like here, you can clog this up with Hussars, which he's still producing a lot of. But at the end of the day, just not enough. 200 food, but 36 Hussars. How many stables does he have? By the way, we saw archery range. What do you have? 7? Yeah, how many stables? Only 6. Only 6 stables to the... Oh my god. To the 11 and 8 archery ranges. Oh man, so more archery ranges, a lot more stables. Both Trebs are now down. Siege engineers for you. Siege engineers for you. Like I said, do I think blue could have held on a little bit longer? Yes. But I guess towards what, to what end? 36 cavaliers training out of so few stables. That means you need 6 production cycles to train 36, not cavaliers, Hussars. 36 out of 6 means you need 6 training cycles, and you've got elephants bearing down on you here. Oh my goodness, what an absolute epic engage there for DauT, who surprises his enemy with these elephants. Like I said, this army just melted. He had such a powerful army. Let's take a look at total HP right before the players engaged. Let's just do this, and let's take out the villagers and the Trebs. Look at the HPs. Very similar. 4,500 to 4,200. Not a terrible disparity. Less than 10%. And just the replenishing 12 elephants in the production cycle. More Karambits streaming out. Just the ability to replenish this army for DauT. And just the loss of so many of these hand cannoneers. Why were they so close to the field of battle? Look at this. Look how close they are. You have 9 range. You should use it. This looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This looks like 8 range. 7 or 8 range. So in theory, like I said, these hand cannoneers should have outranged these Arbalests, but Modri choosing instead to leave them here to provide more immediate support to the Hussars, but I don't think the Hussars really needed them. Take a look at the Hussars themselves. 31 of them have 2,500 HP, 30 against 3,200 of their opponent. Let's take out the Arbalests, and all of a sudden the HP looks very, very similar here. So a very bad engage for Modri, a fantastic engage for DauT, who uses his 6 Trebs and Bombard Cannons to demolish. By the way, what happened to his Bombard Cannons? That's something I wasn't paying attention to. Did they survive this battle? We'll just take a look at this one more time, and then we will look at the stats. Okay, one does go down to Treb fire. Okay. It looks like maybe they both, the 2 last ones did survive. But these 2 Trebs. Oh goodness. Look at there. One more ball for each one. Okay, another bomb. No, the Bombard survived. Okay, so the Bombards did survive. But again, your range is 13 and you are 4 tiles, 5 tiles away from your opponent. These arbalests can attack you in any event. What an absolute epic fight here for DauT. 193 karambits, 87 hussars, APM for both players, kind of relaxed and peaking at roughly the same moment, literally 20 seconds apart. Economically, I'm not going to be surprised if our Malay is light years ahead. Not light years, but 10% ahead, a little less wood, a little more food. But take a look at gold, 4,000 extra gold. Even without this 4,000 gold, he'd be 3,000 ahead of his opponent, and stone as well. Not surprised at all. Do you see any blue out on the minimap anywhere, with the exception of right next to his base and here where he created all these wall-offs? I will point out right before we ended and look at the kill count, I love this. You know, I casted a game, when was it, 2 days ago with the Mayans? And I said at the end that I'm really, there are some technologies in this game, some upgrades, whatever you want to call them, that I think are severely underused. And the Mayans 50% off walls, let's call it a feature, a characteristic, whatever you want to call it, is significantly underused. But Modri here, beautiful. Look at this. Look at this. If he had just positioned his hand cannoneers further away during that fight, and the arbalests couldn't have sniped them one by one by one by one by one, until the count was at half of what it was, less than half rather, from 38 to 17. I think he could have stayed in this game a little bit longer. These elephants, again, it could even be one-shotted by these hand cannoneers attacking on a 17. Imagine 30 of them attacking on a 17. That's what, 510 damage, I think, right? Per volley against a unit that has 300 HP and shitty armor. But that is neither here nor there. Modri killing 257 units. Not surprised with all the karambit kills. DauT, though, 171 of his own. Both exchanging a little bit of villager fire. Nothing to write home about. Ultimately, though, it is our Malay who, with the tech switch to elephants, both players keeping each other in the dark, which I don't like for both players, but what can you do? This is what the game of informational asymmetry does. Maybe our Hindustani would have changed his army composition had he known that elephants were about to pop out. And FYI, fully upgraded elephants, even Malay fully upgraded, missing the 2 last armor upgrades, is still a pretty damn chunky unit, and also missing bloodlines, whatever. But ultimately, with that tech switch, DauT secures himself the W, but GG in a super duper fun game to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.